here's how this story kind of builds up. You've got number one, Josh is in Florida. Wow, I can't believe he's here. You've got number two, Josh proposes to me. Wow, that's amazing. And then number three, we get to drive back home to Arkansas together. And
We had several guys send emails to me saying they're interested in our daughters.
Most of them are weirdos.
Yeah.
Wow, no, they're creeps.
It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's Friday, August 19th. Who's here for Friday? Yay, Friday! Okay, we had a really good week on this channel. I have been having a blast with y'all, and I have been loving seeing your comments. And a lot of you guys are like, Katie, you're so happy lately. And I'm like, I'm trying to give you the happiness. So I'm happy to have you here. I have an update on Josh Duggar's appeal, and I'll be doing another video here in a minute on Jessa Blessa. So I wanted to just say thanks so much for all the support this week, all the loves, all the kindness. I've been going back and doing some, before we get into today's topic, a little bit more on the 7M situation. So jump on over to my Instagram or my Facebook if you're not following me over there. And then if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you've never subscribed, please consider doing so. I promise you we have a wonderful community of amazing people and lots of fun comments, lots of fun engagement. And make sure if you do subscribe, you turn the notifications on. I love hearing from you. I love hearing comments. And make sure you share the channel with some friends. Nothing better than sharing this kind of content with friends. It's like a little bit of tea with a little bit of fact checking. Someone in my comments yesterday said, you know, you're like a gossip page, but you actually fact check. I'm like, oh, well, thanks. I always try to verify. So next up, let's talk about Josh Duggar, because Josh's appeal brief for his appeal is due on Monday, the 22nd. And in the very last minute on August 19th, after he had already asked for an extension and he wasn't given the full extension, he goes to the court again and asks for another delay. What do you think that Justin Gelfand is doing? Is he just trying to find something? It has been since May that they've had all the transcripts. They've had all the transcripts from before because they needed all of the transcripts for the sentencing. They knew at conviction they were going to appeal, and now they need even more time, he says. Even more time. Check this out. He says that he's appealing his one-count conviction following his trial. His opening brief was due currently on August 22nd. And given the length of the transcript arising out of the trial, which again, they've had since they had to do sentencing, he did the same thing for sentencing. It says, the complexity of the possible issues on appeal, and the need for undersigned counsel to confer with Duggar, who is in custody in Texas, he respectfully requests an additional 21 days within which to file his opening brief. Why is Justin having such a hard time getting in touch with Josh? Is it that hard for him to go and set up a Zoom call or go down to Texas? I mean, come on now. This all gets approved. It says this is Duggar's second request for an extension of time, and this request is not intended to hinder or delay the proceedings. It's not? It kind of is. I mean, counsel for the United States who conferred that the United States does not oppose this motion, and he requests that this motion for a 21 extension of time to file the opening brief be granted, and that any other further and just relief be granted. Specifically requests that the deadline to file his opening brief be extended by 21 days from the current deadline to September 12th, 2022. Why that specific day? Well, sounds like the appeals court was like, okay, Motion is granted. Appellates have until September 12th, 2022 to file the brief. So Josh needs 21 more days to figure things out. His attorneys haven't had enough time at this point to find an appeal because of the complexity of the issues. I'm just going to say this again. All they're doing is delaying the inevitable. Josh has little reasons to request an appeal. He has basically zeroed grounds. His case was airtight. The judge called the evidence overwhelming, but the arguments that Justin made in court as to why this was not a fair trial, and when he asked for a retrial or a mistrial or a acquittal, he explained the Brady's violation and the issues with the expert testimony and trying to argue about, James Petrell not having specific reasons to be an expert for locations of GPS coordinates. I feel like they don't have anything and they need to find some sort of argument to make this work. Or else Josh is just being like really impossible and he is not cooperating. I don't know. Or Jim Bob knows that the delay is like the appeal right now as is doesn't look good. Or I don't even know. Like, you're just delaying the inevitable, Josh. Like, it's amazing that the U.S. attorneys are like not fighting this, probably because they're like, well, you don't really have anything here, so what do we care? The overwhelming percent of cases that go before the appeals court are very low. So the appellate law firm says that the most recent comprehensive data on the success of appeals comes from 2015. And it says that 6.9% of appellate cases that are criminal that go before the federal appeals court are overturned on appeal. 6.9%. That means that 93.1% of all cases that go to the appeals court are denied. That's like not in his favor. You have to have a pretty big gaffe in your case in order to win an appeal. The best place that they will get an appeal is in bankruptcy court. So federal cases have a 6.9% appellate overturning rate. Do you think that Josh is going to be in that 6.9%? He's already in Seagoville. He's nestled in. He's doing his time. He's in his Bible studies. He's writing his letters, I'm sure, to people. He's probably making pen pals. Okay, so you know how celebrities that go into prison, they end up getting like people that have like notorious cases, they end up getting like groupie fan mail. Do you think that Josh is going to have like women that send him messages to like flirt? Do you think that will happen? Like, think of this, like the Menendez brothers, remember them? I'm pretty sure one of them married a woman that he met through mail, like email systems. Happens all the time with high profile people. Gypsy Rose Blanchard just got married as well, although her situation's a little bit different. Could Josh find a new wife while he's in prison through the Gmail system or through the email system? That's unbelievable to me that it happens that way, but he has Anna, so he doesn't have to. I wonder if email communication is kept from spouses. So could Josh end up having an affair with another woman through email while he's in prison? Could that happen? I don't know why I just ended up on this tangent, but I just thought about that. Because when you go to the federal website, it says that you can call him or email him. You can set up an email with him. And his release date is listed as August 22, 2032. You can send and mail packages to him. So you could send him a MoneyGram. You can send him, you can send money. You can call him or email him. If you're doing email, you have to do it through Trunix. And to start correspondence, it says an inmate requests to exchange electronic messages with a person in the community they place. That person, they're the only ones that can send and receive electronic messages from individuals on their approved contact list. Oh, you can't just get random emails in federal prison. So it's different, I guess, than state prison. You can't just contact him. You have to be on the approved list. Maybe Josh won't end up getting a girlfriend while he's in prison. Although, yeah. Because he would have to initiate the communication. Interesting. Okay, so that's not going to happen. Never mind. So Josh Duggar is stuck behind bars, and he is delaying things as much as possible. He wants more time so that he can get more time to present a fabricated reason for why he needs to get out of prison. It gives them more time to pretend like he's innocent. It gives them more time to play the game with their friends so that their friends believe that he's innocent. At some point, the friends are going to have some questions here. Now, some of the friends believe in radical forgiveness, so they might just forgive Josh regardless. But what about the friends that believe are they going to be able to convince their friends for 10 years that Josh is innocent? Do you think some of them are going to wake up and be like, they lied? I mean, how long can they place this con on their friends? And how long can Anna play along with the con? At some point, you have to come to grips with reality. And some of you, no matter what I tell you about Anna, have zero compassion or empathy for her. And you're like, I don't even care at this point. She needs to leave. I don't care that she's in this IBLP. I don't care that she's under an umbrella of authority. I don't care. Anna needs to leave. Anna is a grown woman with a mind of her own. She can go. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, you're right. Yes. And then other times I speak to people that leave this group and I'm like, no, it's not that simple. So I understand there's like a confliction of like, do we have empathy for her, for compassion? And I think no matter where you're at with Anna, it's not an easy place for her to be. It's a complicated choice for anyone to stay in a marriage like that. Not a decision that I would make, but I've talked to plenty of women who have gone through this. They've sent me emails and messages. Some have told me it took them about a year or two to wait for it to sink in and realize that this wasn't right, and they left, and they didn't stay married. So it might just take her more time to wake up. We don't know. She could very well. 10 years is a long time, you guys. That's a long time. And I don't think she's going to move to Texas. So what are your thoughts about Josh's appeal delay? And where do you stand with what you think about Anna? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.